Today, I want to talk about the Wells Fargo Autograph credit card and let you know why I think it's one of the more underrated credit cards on the entire market. We're going to look at a big overview of all the key points you're going to need to know about this card, whether it's the spending categories, any statement credits, and all the little small points that really define this card and make it underrated. Also, be sure to stick around to the end of the video where we're going to do a side-by-side comparison to other popular credit cards on the market that are very comparable to the Wells Fargo Autograph credit card. With that being said, let's dive into the credit card review, and the first thing that you're going to need to know about the Wells Fargo Autograph credit card is that it has no annual fee. I should also mention before diving too far into the review, there is a newer credit card out there called the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey. This is not to be confused with that card. The Autograph versus the Autograph Journey are two entirely different cards. That Autograph Journey has a $95 annual fee, while just the Autograph card has no annual fee. So it has no annual fee, and right now Wells Fargo is running a sign-up bonus for the credit card, where if you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months of holding it, you can earn back 20,000 points in the Wells Fargo ecosystem, or the equivalent of around $200. Now, there are some better sign-up bonuses out there for no annual fee cards. Sometimes you'll see you just spend $500 to get $200 cash back. So this one is a little bit harder to hit. With that being said though, it is a no fee card, so it's not like you absolutely need to hit the sign-up bonus to make sure you get a ton of value out of it. It's just something nice there if you are able to spend up to it to earn back some cash back. I now want to talk about the spending categories, which I think is where this card really thrives. You're going to be able to earn back 3 times points on every single purchase at 6 specific locations. Now you're going to be able to earn back 3 times points on your restaurant and dining purchases. You'll be able to earn 3 times points back on your travel, which includes hotels, airfare, car rentals, and more. You're going to be able to earn 3 times points back on your gas purchases as well as electric vehicle charging stations. You'll be able to earn 3 times points back on your transit, which can include your subway purchases, ride sharing, tolls, and parking. Finally, you're going to be able to earn 3 times points back on your select streaming services, as well as 3 times points back on your cellular phone plans, as well as landline phone plans. And outside of that elevated cash back, you're going to be able to earn 1 times points everywhere else you spend. Now, everyone spends their money at different locations, but I have a good feeling that for the majority of viewers, these specific spending locations fit most people very, very well. One last note is always make sure that you read the fine print for what's associated to qualify for that extra cash back at your spending categories. The last thing you'd want is to think you're going to be earning 3 times points on some of your biggest purchases. In reality, that doesn't qualify for that elevated cash back and you're just earning 1 times points. So that's going to cover us on all the big points surrounding the card. Unfortunately, there is no statement credit involved with the credit card. That being said though, it is a no annual fee card, and oftentimes to see statement credits, you'll have to pay some sort of fee up front, so I'm not too upset about that with this credit card. And truly, I think that you can overlook that because being able to have no annual fee and earn 3 times points back at such great spending categories, I definitely think that this card is still worth considering. But I do want to highlight some smaller points with the card that might give you additional perks and also dive into Wells Fargo as an ecosystem, as I do think that is important to look at when evaluating if you should get a card or not. If we jump over to the website and we go under the additional card features and benefits section, we can see that there's a whole variety of perks at our expense to give a little bit more inside of this credit card. The first perk that we can take note of is that there's a $600 cell phone protection against damage and theft. The second perk we can see here is an auto rental damage collision waiver, and that's going to be able to cover us for some theft, damage, and loss of use charges. There's also going to be some roadside dispatch and some travel emergency services assistance. And finally, if you ever needed it, there's some emergency cash disbursement and some card replacement warranties. Wells Fargo is also going to give you some special deals for some elevated cash back with some special offers. This might include a pop-up for Amazon or a pop-up for McDonald's. It really depends on what they're offering, but it's a great way to get some more cash back on top of those original spending categories. There will be 0 liability protection for the card for any unauthorized transactions. There's going to be some tools to help you work and build your credit score. And also Wells Fargo is going to have some select entertainment offers for card holders, which might include some VIP tickets or early pre-ticket sales. Last but not least, there are no foreign transaction fees with this credit card, and in 2024, if you are planning on traveling, that is an absolute must. Also on the website, I now want to pivot over to the exceptional Visa Signature Privileges section. Here we can see that you'll have access to a 24-hour concierge service. You're also going to have access to the Visa Signature Luxury Hotel Collection for some premium stays and upgrades. As a whole, I think that this card is loaded with a ton of extra perks and benefits that I truly believe are more of a must now in 2024 that a lot of cards do carry when they don't necessarily have to. And to wrap up our points on the smaller details with the card, if you do want to redeem your points, you're going to have a couple ways to do that. You can either do it for cash back, you can do it for gift cards, or what a lot of people like to do is use it for transfer partners to get more for travel. This is where we're going to see the Wells Fargo Autograph card start to fall behind a lot of other popular credit cards on the market. With Wells Fargo, you're going to have access to just 6 transfer partners, 5 of which are airlines and 1 of which is a hotel partner. We can see here that there's Aer Lingus, Air France, Avianca, there's British Airways, Iberia Plus, and Choice Privileges. With other credit card companies, they oftentimes will give you a lot more options when it comes to transferring. I know Chase has somewhere around 14 or 15 transfer partners, and Amex has up to 21 transfer partners. So you're gonna have a lot more options when you do redeem for travel. On top of that, the value of Wells Fargo points is only around 1.3 cents per point, whereas with other popular credit card companies such as Chase and American Express, their points are valued at around 1.8 cents per point, which is significantly more, especially when you do plan on traveling. Now, if you want to gather points and use them for travel by transferring out to some partners, I might recommend some other cards to you, and I'll be sure to mention those later in our side-by-side review. But if your concern is not to travel and you just want cash back or use points or gift cards, I don't think you can go wrong with the Wells Fargo Autograph credit card. With that being said, I now want to highlight some key card comparisons to show you what else is on the market for other no annual fee credit cards. The first card that comes to mind is the Capital One Saver One credit card, and the second card that comes to mind is a catch-all card being the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Taking a look at these cards side by side, all 3 of them have no annual fee, which I truly believe is an absolute win with any credit card. When it comes to the statement credits, there are none involved for any of the credit cards, which is expected with those no fee credit cards. I now want to highlight the differences with the spending categories, as that's where we're going to see the cards really start to differ. We saw with the Wells Fargo Autograph card earlier that we're going to be able to earn 3 times points on our dining, travel, gas, transit, streaming services, cell phone plans, as well as 1 times points everywhere else. With the Capital One Saver One credit card, you're going to be able to earn 5% cash back on your Capital One purchase travel. You're going to be able to earn 3% cash back on your dining, entertainment, grocery purchases, as well as select streaming services. And you're also going to be able to earn 1% cash back everywhere else. With the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you can earn 5% cash back on your Chase purchase travel, 3% cash back on your dining and drugstore purchases, and 1.5% cash back everywhere else. From this alone, I definitely think that the Wells Fargo Autograph card shines really bright here. There's such a great variety of places you can earn elevated cash back in, but I don't think you can go wrong with any of the other cards. Between the 3 cards, the Wells Fargo Autograph card is actually the only one that will grant you access to the transfer partners through that card. For both the Capital One Saver One and Chase Freedom Unlimited, you won't actually have access to the transfer partners with those credit cards. You will need to get the respective travel cards in each ecosystem, which will require an annual fee. So I definitely think the Wells Fargo Autograph card with no annual fee, giving you access to those transfer partners, is a win. But if your goal is to use your points for travel, I think looking into one of those annual fee cards is probably the best move for you, as it will give you the best bang for your buck when redeeming for travel in the future. For each ecosystem, we saw that Wells Fargo will offer us 6 transfer partners, 5 being for airlines and 1 being for hotels. Chase is going to offer us 14 transfer partners, and Capital One is going to offer us 18 transfer partners. Between both those systems, only 3 of them are going to be for hotels and the rest are going to be for airlines. My piece of advice here would be make sure you read into and find the transfer partners that you like the most. Just because Capital One offers more than Chase and offers more than Wells Fargo does not mean that those ones are automatically better. I definitely see, oh look, I like traveling with United. Let me see which ecosystem gives me United as a transfer partner to get more value through them. And as I mentioned earlier, if your long-term goal is to travel, I might consider another ecosystem such as Chase, American Express, or Capital One, so that way you could get one of their upper tier travel cards for greater point redemption. And before applying for any credit card, like I said, read up on the transfer partners, read up on the ecosystem and the other cards within that ecosystem. I'd always look into sign-up bonuses and all the little small perks with each credit card. Whether you're considering getting the Wells Fargo Autograph card or not, I truly don't think you can go wrong with it. No annual fee cards. They don't have a lot of things that you need to do to get the most value out of them. It's nice having no fee to worry about. On top of that, the spending categories are absolutely fantastic. And although Wells Fargo might not offer you the most in terms of transfer partners and travel, if that doesn't really apply to you or that's not as important, I don't think you can go wrong, as you're going to earn a ton of cash back with this credit card. I'll also mention I will have a review on the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey credit card linked above and in the description. That is going to be more of a travel focused card inside of Wells Fargo, so be sure to check that out. And if you're interested in any other credit card related video, whether it be tips or tricks, be sure to check out my channel. Also, if you guys could like and subscribe and let me know down below your thoughts on the Wells Fargo Autograph credit card. I appreciate you guys watching this long. I'll see you in the next video.